All right, peace. I'm gonna keep this little theme going about this book. This is a great book, man. Like, for real. I hope everybody's reading it. I hope whoever watched my last video took my advice and went and bought it. I know a couple people commented like they got it and they're reading it now, so that's what's up. I left off right here at this chapter, and the other day I wanted to read this chapter to you too, because it's only 2 pages. See, this is an easy read. That's the point. Like, I gotta really jump on this. But I just didn't. I ain't have time, so I'm gonna do it today. Keep it real short, real sweet. All right, world's largest city has completely vanished. Sometimes fate has a way of overruling your best laid plans. While gathering ancient records about Memphis, I saw something about another city that overwhelmed my senses. I could not believe what I was seeing. An ancient map showing the largest city ever built by ancient Egyptians lay before my eyes. Egypt had built the city in Mexico. I looked at the descriptions, which provide a sort of map. While following the conquistadors' movement across Mexico, I had seen the city. I knew where it was. Now in my hands was the ancient map of this city. The descriptions were so unique that only one city in the world would match them. I pored over the descriptions of Egypt's Heliopolis. I know I'm saying that wrong. I wanted to be absolutely sure. Ancient descriptions of the famed Heliopolis revealed that 17,000-year-old burial center was a city with at least 2 great pyramids, enough burial temples and pyramids to house several thousand years of Egyptian rulers, priests, and dignitaries, and another wonder of the ancient world called the Labyrinth, which had at least 3,000 burial chambers. The descriptions, more than 2,000 years old, describe a ceremonial boulevard at Heliopolis that was so large, so wide, so deep that one Greek historian wrote of this extraordinary road. For 10 years, the people were afflicted in making the road whereon the stones were dragged, and the making of which road was, to my thinking, a task but a little lighter than the building of the Great Pyramid. For the road is 5 furlongs long and 10 fathoms broad, and raised at its highest to a height of 8 fathoms. And it is all of stone, polished and carven with figures. The historian wrote that this monumental road ascended to a hill where the 2 great pyramids of Egypt stood within 2 man-made pools of water. Further, the old writing revealed that beside these great pyramids spawned a labyrinth with 1,500 rooms above ground and 1,500 burial chambers below those. There was more. Near the labyrinth, the Great Pyramid, the monumental road would be a man-made sea, so amazingly constructed that it was admired as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. More marvelous than the labyrinth is the lake. Need I say more, or do you get the point? Hey, then the labyrinth is the lake Morris. Y'all pronounce that word. Morris? Okay. By which it stands. The lake has a circuit of 3,600 furlongs. Its length is from north to south. The deepest part has a depth of 50 fathoms. I don't know what the fuck furlongs and fathoms is. Y'all figure that out. Sometimes it is called she, i.e. basin or lake. Sometimes she-er. Pay attention. The Great Lake Basin, or what's that word? Meyer. More? No, you don't get it, because more means water. Why? Why does more mean water? Because the people who used to travel over the waters named them after themselves. Goddamn. The Great Lake. From the most unusual designation, she country was called Tashi, the land of the lake. When I saw this map of Heliopolis, I knew it was pointing to the city whose pyramids and ruins are still sprawled across the highland plateau of Mexico. Short and sweet. I'm gonna keep going on this. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit at a time so you can digest this stuff. I know you heard of Heliopolis before. Heliopolis, how you pronounce this shit? It's in Mexico. It's Mexico City. It's Teotihuacan. How you pronounce that? Yeah, these words hard. You figure it out. So peace and love. Take it easy.